Viewer discretion is advised. Your fave will be criticized. That's Shan.
That's Chris.
And welcome to CCTV, the non-stop pop show.
And today we're going to be discussing NAYEON's solo track, Pop Pop Pop.
If you're wondering who we are, Shan and I have a huge range of experience in the music industry, from performing on stage to working at record labels, so we have a lot of insight into the crazy music industry. And you can be part of our crew by joining us on Patreon at patreon.com/cctvpops. Shout out to our crew members, Lisette, Lily, Emily, and John Carlo. So we're going to talk about NAYEON today. She's finally made her solo debut, the first Twice member to make a solo debut. So there's a lot of anticipation about it.
Yeah.
So are you a fan of NAYEON?
Yeah, actually, I'm a fan of Twice all in general, but as I've gotten older, NAYEON and Jihyo are definitely two of my favorites. And then Japan Line is right there. But yeah, no, I think she is the center of Twice, if I'm not mistaken. So like the whole charming girl next door thing is her. So it's interesting to see her go solo first, as opposed to like a main vocal like Jihyo, or even a subunit of some sort. So it's interesting that just kind of just throwing her out there. So I'm excited. I was excited. I am happy to see her because she's absolutely adorable. I think she's adorable. She's our Squirtle queen. She's like Squirtle when she was younger. But yes, what about Twice with you? Because I feel like you're not a huge Twice fan, but we did the Pop 101. You went to the concert.
Yes.
Your mind was like, oh, kind of changed a little bit, maybe, or at least you're like, oh, it was good, right?
Yeah, they've grown on me for sure. They're not my favorite girl group, but
Right.
I am actually just intrigued by what they're gonna do next.
Mhm.
Both as a group and just as solo artists. So I'm just
Right.
excited that it's finally happening, because it's always been a question, like, why are none of them doing other solo things, you know?
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm just excited that they're finally like progressing in their career. So let's find out if pop is good or not. Is it a pop or a flop?
Welcome to Is It Boppin? Here we discuss the production, lyrics, the music video, and everything in between. So let's find out. Is it a bop or a flop? So Pop was written by Ellen Berg, Greg Bonnick, and Hayden Chapman of London Noise, Kenzie, and Lee Soo-dan. Production-wise, this one was interesting because we're so used to so many electronic sounds lately, and just strange amalgamations of genres, like which is fine, I guess. But this one was quite refreshing, to say the least. I'm gonna let you kick us off. What did you think about Pop's production?
Yeah, well, I will say, just first off, as a song, it all
Mm.
feels very authentic to her. Like, I will
Mhm.
say, this is exactly kind of what I pictured, like, for
Yeah.
her. So as a debut, that's a good thing, I think.
Mhm.
To not do anything that's too out of the, too crazy. I mean,
Right.
that's a way to go too. But I'm kind of glad that she kind of played it safe with the first one.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think the production is fun. It feels very just kind of classic pop. There's really
Yeah.
not that much going on in it, but it all feels really um, lush and like very
Yeah.
full. The horns all sound really good. I love the way the electric guitar is mixed in there.
Mhm.
Good percussion choices. So just as kind of just a real instrument situation,
Yeah.
finally,
Totally.
it all sounds really balanced and really good. And yeah, the structure itself is also just very classic pop
Mhm.
song. And yeah, so I think production wise, it's good. Melodically, the chorus is very catchy. All
Mhm.
the pop, 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 all that is like
Yeah.
very easy to remember. Like, you can kind of sing along before the song even ends, like after the first time you
Yeah.
listen to it.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I think it's good production wise. There's nothing
Mhm.
huge that really stands out to me, but it's a nice
Right.
listen. Yeah, how about you?
Yes, I agree. I think this one's interesting because this doesn't sound quite like London Noise in the sense that I think we're used to, and it doesn't quite sound like Kenzie. I think
Mm,
because a lot of people, I think because in general we're used to hearing SM productions, or even like with the boys, or it's just very, or even with London Noise doing with music with Astro, it just sounds a lot more either sleek or a lot more R&B focused, or just has a lot of elements to kind of go back and forth because there's so many members in a group. Like right out the gate, it's full of bright energy, and I think it's a good summer song overall. But the vocals, I have to say, just going right into it, there's a lot of layers, like melodically, harmonically, and I'm just like, whoa. I mean, the harmonies are there to emphasize like the last phrase and the last word in her phrases and the verses and then the pre-hook. But even the melodic layers, even though they're mixed in the back, I kind of was just it was a little unexpected because it sounds like a group of Nayeons
Mm.
as opposed to like her singing. I feel like a more solo vocal could have been pushed more forward. It's not terrible. It just was unexpected considering who wrote it. It was mixed really well though. So for her to sing it, on time and similarly each take is good. It's good to have that many takes. I'm pretty sure they used like a bunch. But yeah, and the song is definitely in a nice part of her range for sure. What did you think about the vocals?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I've never loved Dayeon's voice. It really is just a personal taste thing.
Right.
She is more nasally. She is on the more cutesy end of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just prefer a more open vocal style
Mhm.
overall. But I do agree with you. This song fits her voice very well. So thank the Lord for that. Because I will say, I don't think she has the most versatile voice, honestly. Like even listening through the rest of the album, there's a lot of different musical styles in there, but you don't really hear much difference in her tone. So that's just a personal taste thing,
Right.
personally. But yeah, I do think she sounds good, especially with the pop pop pop. Like I feel like the way they produced it and just the amount of effort she puts into that, and the amount of attitude that she puts into that is perfect. So really good job in the vocal production. So yeah, honestly, that's really all I have to say. I think it does fit very comfortably in her range. So again, it just feels safe.
Yeah.
And not in a bad way, but
no,
safe.
not at all.
Yeah.
You're right. I agree. Even when she does have like little falsetto moments in the pre, it's not too much. And then there's an ad lib where she's kind of a pseudo belt moment at the end. It is nice. It's clean. And it's not like the fake random Jihyo belt that we had like in Bubble Pop Gina singing for Hyuna. Oh boy. And you're just like, that's not Hyuna. But yes, speaking of pop, the lyrics of this song is very similar to our very classic second gen queen Hyuna's pop.
Yes, it is.
Which I kind of appreciate, the whole like, you want me thing. What did you think about the lyrics?
Yeah, I like the confidence of it. I like the kind of cheekiness of it where it's like, I know you like me.
Yeah.
So I'm not coming to get you. Like you're I like that. I think that I'm glad it was a strong sentiment as opposed to I'm so cute and like like I think I could have very easily gone that way, and so I'm glad it's more confident.
Totally.
Yeah, but yeah, very simple. There's not much to analyze in my opinion, unless you have heard anything, seen anything.
All right, so if you're new here at CCTV, I am the conspiracy theorist when it comes to the videos and the lyrics. Okay, so from what I gathered, it is pretty standard issue. Which I like that she wasn't like, you make my heart pop pop. She said, I'm gonna make you pop pop.
Yes, I want to make you pop. Yes.
And and also I think because even if you look at the video, we're gonna get to the video portion in a second, but like this whole Nayeon, excuse me, changes to I'm Nayeon. So everything about this is very introductory, very much in your face, very much you've always felt this way about me. Now here I am. I'm giving the people what they want. It's very much like that. But yeah, there's nothing too crazy, but it's very it can go either way. Like, making your heart pop, but also making the fans' heart pops because it's like, oh my gosh, she's finally here. Yes, your queen has arrived. And speaking of which, her being a queen, her in this video, honey, she looks so cute. I keep calling her cute. She's a grown woman, but she has this thing about her. Even when you watch her on stage or like in the group, she teeters that line really well between their concepts, between really sugary sweet or like a Can't Stop Me, where she doesn't look like a little girl wearing her mom's makeup, right? So she's always been kind of in the middle of that, and this video has that kind of allure. So what do you think about the video? Because I just keep going on about how good she looks.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she looks amazing. I think even just past just the actual looks themselves,
Yeah.
her charisma is great. Very, very natural. I mean,
Yes.
all these years in the industry obviously have prepared her for this. So she just looks
Yeah.
very at ease. Like all the little scenes with kind of just all the graphics
Oh,
coming
yeah.
in and out, and she's like popping out and all these things. There's so much going on, but like you still keep your eye on her. You know,
Yeah.
it's not too distracting. You're not too distracted by the other things going on, which is good. And not
Yeah.
everyone has that. You know.
No.
Yeah, I will say first off, she got a budget. This video looks more expensive than a lot of the Twice music videos. So, you know, those contract negotiations are underway, people. Remember that. They gave her a budget.
Don't leave.
But yeah, I think the video, yeah, super, super fun. I will say there's a lot of the camera going in and out. And that's a little too much for me. It's like a little dizzying. But overall, I think it's a good video.
Yeah.
There are so many scenes, but all the colors and stuff kind of all work. So it's nothing to like, why is she suddenly doing this? You know, like it all felt together. I will say my favorite scene is her in like the bubble seat, like floating above the clouds. I just love that as a visual. Also, I love when she threw the jacket and it became the apostrophe to turn into the I'm NAYEON. Very, very cool idea. So yeah.
I think so
too. Any other thoughts about the rest of the video other than her looks?
You know, her looks do matter, but I like that they combined the whole MGM kind of just old Hollywood studio concept. I mean, people don't know this, but I'm actually like a little bit of a nerd when it comes to like the old musicals. Like you have a little bit of the $1 Million Mermaid with the pool scene. You have like the awesome big band scene that has like a night and day setting where in the daytime it's just a little bit more like iridescent, but in the nighttime it's like red. And so there's a lot going on with that one I am NAYEON like scene. I love that they have that combination of the musical stages and pop stars. Like it's like watching your crush get famous, but she's still kind of down to earth because like you said, her throwing the jacket, her little popping out thing, there's something really quirky that I guess softens out that glamorous look. They figured out how to not make her look inauthentic. And I appreciate that. It's going to be a lot more fun to watch everything take place on the stage and watching the choreography because her performing on that resort, it's like, okay, wow. But then does it translate? Does all that awesomeness translate to the stage? How did you feel about her performance on KBS this morning?
Yeah, she was good. I mean, I think going back to what I said, she does have a very natural charisma. Like even when we went to the tour here in New York, like she's one of those people that can just kind of stand there and your eyes do get drawn to her. So that's a powerful thing to have. Nothing about the choreography really impressed me though, to be honest. It's a lot of hands. Yeah, and that's fun. I mean, it doesn't look that difficult, so she didn't sing it live this morning, but she could sing it live quite easily, I think, with this choreo. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the point dance is probably the hands, right? The hands.
Yeah, the popping.
Yeah, and then maybe the shimmy for like the second half of the chorus is memorable. But yeah, I don't really have much to say. Honestly, like it was fine.
Yeah. Honestly, I wonder what else could have been done to like kind of spruce up the choreography for the pop. I mean, there's so many things. Like even in the video, everything is popping. There's a giant cherry popping. She's popping her hand. She's popping her butt. I mean, she's popped everything. So I mean, at this point, it's tough because it's not like a bubble pop where you're shaking. You're like bubble, bubble, pop, pop.
Yeah, you can't be like super playful with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough because she could be like pop, 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 because then it would have been like, oh, you're copying this or. So yeah, at this point, I think it was safe, which is why a follow up would be interesting, but I don't think it's her turn yet. So you know, for a debut stage, it wasn't bad. That being said, what score do you give Pop?
Okay, I think I will give it a 7.5. Yeah.
I will match your score. I'll give it a 7.5. It felt like it was hers. It didn't feel like, you know, a twice derivative, so I appreciate that. What about you? How do you feel about her future, or even with Twice as a whole? What do you think is next for them, or her rather?
Yeah, well, Twice as a whole, I'm just kind of excited to see what they all do. I don't personally think they can all be solo artists. I don't think they all have that same charisma.
Right.
I'm really just excited for Jihyo. Come through, girl. I'm hoping she's next, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for NAYEON, like I said, I did listen to the album a few times actually today, and there's some really good stuff
Mhm.
on there. I love the song with Felix from Stray Kids.
Mm.
That one's really good. I hope we maybe get like a B-side performance or something of it. Um, so yeah, I think she definitely has the potential to be a strong solo star.
Yeah.
But next time I would love her to do something quirkier. Because I
Ooh.
think because, like you said, she kind of can be on that line between like the cute girl next door and then the sexy girl
Yeah.
next door while always being a girl next door, right?
Yeah.
And I that always reminded me of Emma,
Oh,
Baby
yes, 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 yes,
Spice
yes, 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 yes.
from the Spice Girls, right?
Yes.
And if
Yes.
you look at some of Emma's material where she kind of went the more Motown route,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and you have like Maybe and Cricket Sing for Anna Maria, like kind of
Okay.
quirky
Yeah.
songs that are kind of cute but also have slight sexiness to it. I think she could totally do something like that. So yeah, I've always seen the two as kind of very similar in that way. So I would love her to go in that direction
Mm.
next. What do you think?
Oh, look at you. Please listen to Chris. He A&R's at not SM, wow, at JYP. Um, yeah, I feel like, you're right. If she's gonna keep doing this big band thing, she can do it, but there's so many avenues she can explore. Like, not every person who had that big, quote, unquote, "Motown sound" or the Holland sound had a huge voice. I mean, Diana does not have a huge voice, but you know it. Sound-wise, I think I agree with you in that sense of just being quirky. But yeah, I'm excited to see what other solos or, like, subunits we get because SNSD, that didn't happen. We only got one subunit, so I'm hoping that JYP plays the game a little bit better, and allows the girls, if they do kind of want to step out or do something, let them do it so that they'll always come back. But also just make sure that they're satisfied with as artists, as performers, as whatever they're going to be doing. So yeah, it seems like everything worked out really well, and I want to see more performances to see if the song grows on me some more. Because a couple of songs that we
Yeah.
rated sevens, I'm like, oh, I kind of like that song now.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, so let us know what you all think about Nayeon's debut track and album. And also, if you're interested in listening to us talk more about Twice, we do have our Twice 101 episode where we went through their whole career so far, so definitely go check that out if you haven't. But you can let us know your thoughts in the comments below or message us at CCTV Pops on all social media. You can also join us on Patreon where you can help us decide our next episode topics. If you're listening on YouTube, please give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. And for other platforms, please give us a rating and review. All right, until next time, that's Shan.
That's Chris.
And we are CCTV.
Pop, pop, pop. Boom, 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 boom. Pop, pop, pop.